Last year, from the statistics, over 800,000 people left California. Tennessee received more new residents than almost any state in the United States of America. But why is nobody talking about the people moving back? I spent the last 3 weeks analyzing what actually happens when Californians make this move. The real costs, the hidden savings, the things that catch people completely off guard 6 months in. Because everyone focuses on the sticker price difference. But that's only half the story. Let's break down what this move actually costs you and what it might save you in ways you haven't seen calculated before. So first, the obvious part. Housing. Median home in California right now sits around $785,000. In Tennessee, you're looking at $350,000. That's a $435,000 difference on paper. But let's translate that to monthly reality. Say you're in a one-bedroom apartment in Los Angeles. Maybe somewhere like Koreatown or Silver Lake. You're paying about $2,400 a month. That same apartment in Nashville? Around $650. In Knoxville or Chattanooga? More like $1,200. Now here's where people make their first miscalculation. They assume they'll pocket that $1,200 difference every month. But you won't. At least not all of it. Because your transportation costs are about to change dramatically. In California, particularly if you're in the Bay Area or parts of LA, you might actually survive without a car. In Tennessee, you absolutely need one. And not just one per household, often one per adult. So factor in a car payment, insurance, which is actually slightly higher in Tennessee than California, gas, and maintenance. You're looking at an extra $400 to $600 a month if you weren't driving much before. Still, even with transportation, you're probably saving $600 to $800 monthly on housing alone. But then there's the tax situation, and this is where it gets really interesting. California has a state income tax that tops out at 13.3%, highest in the nation. If you're making $100,000 a year, you're giving California roughly $6,500 to $8,000 annually, depending on your deductions. While in Tennessee, zero state income tax. That's real money back in your pocket, between $540 and $665 every single month. Add that to your housing savings, and you're looking at $1,100 to $1,400 monthly. That's $13,200 to $16,800 a year. But, and here's the part social media won't tell you, Tennessee makes up some of that revenue through higher sales and property taxes. Their combined state and local sales tax averages 9.55%, one of the highest in the country. California's is 8.82, but you're probably buying more stuff when everything else is cheaper. So this adds up faster than you think. Coming down to property taxes, California has Prop 13, which caps increases. Tennessee doesn't. Your property taxes in Nashville could actually be higher on a similarly valued home than in parts of California. Now let's talk about the other side of the equation, what you're making. Because saving $1,400 a month sounds incredible until you realize your salary might drop $20,000. Median household income in California is around $91,500. In Tennessee, it's $64,000. That's a significant gap. If you're in tech, you need to pay attention here. A senior software engineer in San Francisco makes an average of $180,000. That same role in Nashville will give you closer to $130,000. In Knoxville or Chattanooga, more like $110,000. Let's do the math on that scenario real quick. You're taking a $50,000 pay cut, but saving roughly $8,000 on state income tax and maybe $15,000 on housing annually. You're still down $27,000. Unless, and this is crucial, you're working remotely and keeping your California salary. That's the move that actually pencils out beautifully. That's where people build wealth fast in Tennessee. But if you're finding a new local job, you need to run your specific numbers. Because the Tennessee is so much cheaper narrative doesn't always survive the income adjustment. Healthcare is another factor people forget. California has more competitive healthcare markets in urban areas, which can mean better pricing despite the cost of living. Tennessee's healthcare costs are about 8% lower on average, but availability and quality can vary dramatically depending on where you land. If you're moving to Nashville or the Chattanooga area, you're fine. More rural areas? That's a different conversation. Let's talk about what daily life actually feels like. Because cost of living isn't just numbers, it's how you experience your money. In California, especially in major metros, you're paying a premium for access. World-class restaurants, beaches, mountains, cultural events, diversity that's unmatched almost anywhere in the country. Your dollar doesn't go far, but your experiences are dense. Tennessee gives you space, literally and financially. You can afford a house with a yard, you can actually park places. A nice dinner out costs $60 instead of $120. But here's the trade-off people struggle with: fewer options. Nashville has exploded culturally over the past decade. Live music every single night. A legitimate food scene. Growing arts community. It feels vibrant, but it's still not LA. It's not the Bay Area. Knoxville and Chattanooga are smaller, quieter, more outdoorsy. Beautiful settings, great for families, increasingly good food and beer scenes. But if you're used to having 12 different Ethiopian restaurants to choose from, you're going to feel that limitation. Weather is massive, and people underestimate it. California weather is genuinely one of Earth's cheat codes. 68 and sunny becomes your baseline expectation for reality. Tennessee has 4 actual seasons. Summers are hot and humid. We're talking 90 degrees with 80% humidity. Winters are cold and gray, with occasional ice storms that shut everything down because the infrastructure isn't built for it. Some people love that. The novelty of seasons. Thunderstorms, lightning bugs in the summer. Others spend their first year feeling like they've been lied to and immediately start planning their exit. Traffic is better in Tennessee, but it's getting worse fast in Nashville. You're not dealing with the Bay Bridge or the 405, but if you're commuting into downtown Nashville during rush hour, you're still losing an hour a day. Crime and safety is nuanced. California cities, particularly LA, Oakland, San Francisco, have seen significant increases in property crime over the past few years. Tennessee cities are mixed. Nashville's property crime rate is actually slightly higher than LA's. But violent crime varies neighborhood by neighborhood. The real difference is perception and scale. California's crime issues are broadcast nationally. Tennessee's fly under the radar, but they exist. So who actually wins with this move? Remote workers keeping California salaries are the obvious winners. You're essentially arbitraging your compensation across 2 different cost of living markets. That's how you build serious wealth in 5 years. Families looking for space and good schools can do well, especially in the suburbs around Nashville, Knoxville, or Chattanooga. Your kids get yards, lower-cost sports and activities, and some genuinely excellent public school districts. Retirees on fixed incomes can stretch dollars significantly further. That zero state income tax becomes huge when you're living off retirement accounts. People who thrive in slower, more traditional environments often love Tennessee. If you want to know your neighbors, have a church community, live somewhere that feels distinctly American in a way coastal cities don't anymore, Tennessee delivers that. Who struggles? Young single people in creative industries often feel isolated. The dating pool is smaller. The cultural scene, while growing, doesn't compare. Your career network is thinner. Anyone whose identity is tightly wrapped up in progressive politics will find Tennessee politically frustrating. This is a deeply conservative state, and that affects policy, education, social services, and daily interactions. People of color, particularly in more rural areas, report feeling less comfortable than in California's diverse metros. Nashville and Memphis are more diverse, but it's a real consideration. And honestly, people who haven't lived anywhere but California sometimes romanticize the move without understanding what they're actually trading away. The grass looks greener until you realize it's a different kind of grass entirely. Let's talk about the things that don't show up in cost of living calculators. Flights home. If your family and friends are still in California, you're flying back several times a year. Round-trip tickets from Nashville to California run $300 to $500. Do that 4 times a year, and you're spending $2,000 annually just maintaining your old relationships. Professional networks. If you're building a career, being physically distant from California's industry hubs can slow your trajectory. Yes, remote work helps, but there's still an out-of-sight, out-of-mind effect that costs you opportunities. Cultural adjustment fatigue. This is real. The first year feels like an adventure. Year 2, you might start feeling homesick in ways you didn't expect. Some people push through. Others give up and move back, losing money on the transition both ways. Education quality varies wildly. Tennessee has some excellent school districts, but the state ranks 38th nationally in education. California ranks 21st. If education is your priority, you need to research specific districts obsessively. And here's one nobody talks about. Friend-making as an adult in a place where everyone else has lived their whole lives. California is full of transplants. It's easy to find your people. Tennessee cities are growing fast, but you're entering communities with established roots. It takes effort. So is it worth it? Take your pen and paper. If you run the numbers conservatively, realistic income adjustment, honest accounting of new expenses, most people save between $800 and $1,200 a month moving from California to Tennessee. Over 10 years, that's $96,000 to $144,000. Invested wisely, that could become $150,000 to $250,000. That's not nothing. That's a child's college education. That's early retirement. That's real financial freedom. But here's what I keep coming back to. Money isn't the only currency. You're also spending time, quality of life, proximity to the people and places that shaped you, access to the specific opportunities that only exist in certain markets. Some people make this move and feel liberated, like they've finally escaped a rigged game and found a place where normal people can thrive. Others feel like they've traded long-term opportunity for short-term savings, and they spend years trying to get back. The people who seem happiest are the ones who move towards something Tennessee offers: space, seasons, community, a specific job, not just away from California's costs. Because if you're only running from something, you'll eventually realize you brought yourself with you. And the things that made California expensive are often the same things that made it valuable. If you're seriously considering this move, here's my advice. Visit for 2 weeks. Not the fun tourist version. Live like a resident. Drive to work. Buy groceries. Sit in traffic. Have dinner on a Tuesday night. See how it feels when it's not vacation. And run your specific numbers. Your industry, your salary, your lifestyle. Because the average case doesn't matter. Your case does. If this breakdown helped you think through your decision more clearly, go ahead and subscribe. We're building a whole series comparing real costs across American cities, and you'll want to see how other moves stack up. And drop a comment telling me, are you considering this move? What's the one thing holding you back?